Ali Salvagno, this is the first interview I'm doing with you this year.
Yes, because Giuseppe is a long-time chronicler. A chronicler of the quality of made in Italy products, and I had the unfortunate chance to meet him, and since then I've been having a hard time.
It's the end of November 2025. How did the harvest of your beautiful olives go this year?
Well, it's been a year with ups and downs. A fairly difficult growing season occurred this year as a result of the microclimate and the elevated temperatures. This posed challenges to the proper pollination and subsequent fruit set, resulting in reduced yields, particularly during the flowering period. This unique microclimate proved advantageous for the growth of our olives. However, it also facilitated the proliferation of a tiny parasitic fly, which directly attacks and damages the olive flesh. These olives are, of course, excellent and appealing to both humans and parasites alike. So, what happened? That dropped some of the product. But Mother Nature is so generous that she managed to remove some of the product from the plant, but those olives that remained juicy and full of oil, and therefore managed to compensate with the higher yield compared to other years. Also because, if I remember correctly, you say that the olives that arrive at the Ridoro mills are not picked from the ground. Oh. But the olive must absolutely be picked like an apple directly from the plant. We want to shake it, we want to detach it, we want to remove it one by hand. Crucially, it should never touch the ground. The use of nets stems from the fact that this is a food product, and as such it warrants utmost respect. Would you eat an apple that falls to the ground and gets beaten and goes rotten? Well, the same goes for olives. From the moment the olive is bruised, the fermentation process starts. This fermentation eventually leads to the oxidation of the product. There you have it. It is such a natural product, so precious, that it must never be spoiled.
And the result is a fantastic oil. You have different qualities, different types.
Yes, because we are in Veneto. And we are mainly in Gresana in Verona, and we have two denominations, Veneto da Policella and Garda Dupe. We find these two important certifications flanking our company. Their presence allows us to achieve two truly exceptional levels of expertise, and maintaining these high standards requires a commitment to rigorous certification processes, unwavering adherence to all relevant rules and regulations, and most importantly, strict adherence to deadlines. So the production specifications require that the olives be harvested and taken to the mill the same day, processed immediately to maintain low acidity and very high nutritional values. What are the nutritional values? And they are the antioxidants, which are what make us young, which make our skin always beautiful. It is those things that assist our cardiorespiratory and cardiac systems in maintaining our health. And that is why we must use oil not so much as food and condiment, but also for personal well-being, because oil allows all our organs to function. Italy is the most controlled and safest country in the world, so we must treasure these. We have a myriad of designations of origin. We are the largest producers of organic oil, but at this point we are trying to enhance what we are and what we have always been able to do, which is an excellent oil.
This morning when I arrived, there were already some Americans there who had come to see how you make your olive oil.
Yes, they took the liberty of taking a plane, coming to stay at the company, seeing how the processing and transformation process is, the BRC IFS, traceability and ROX certification. If the employees are treated well, if we give them the necessary conditions to be able to live, to raise a family, naggi a family, these are invaluable values. This is not a relocation. We are planting roots here, and as such, we are committed to valuing our land, our people, and above all, our precious environment. You, Danielle, have always taught me about the olive tree. While we sleep, it absorbs CO2, which is man's enemy. And what does it do during the day? It emits oxygen. In the end, we don't have a common friend, which is the olive tree, which is an evergreen. We shouldn't kiss it wherever we find it throughout our territory. It allows us to breathe clean air absorbs our waste and releases what we breathe. Help me find a plant that is an evergreen which produces a truly exceptional oil, an oil that is not only beneficial for our health but also helps purify the air we breathe. I always say, whoever neglects an olive tree neglects himself. We should kiss where there is an olive tree. Some grandparent or great-grandparent planted some trees, woe-betide. Anyone who goes and removes them, woe-betide anyone who neglects them. We must enhance them and try to protect them as much as possible because they are the added value of our civilization, our culture, and our well-being for the future.
Ridoro still makes oil like your grandfather used to do. But what do you think your father sees from up there? All this machinery, these things, etc. What does he think?
But he always told me to try to make your own way, with your own head, with your own innovation, and we made the past with what we had, and they say that creation is creating, and creating means progress. We mustn't stop. We must innovate while at the same time ensuring we remain firmly grounded in our foundational principles. So I always say we cannot be the owners of a good that has been left to us, but we are the custodians of a good for the future, and as custodians, we must preserve it. Our grandparents taught us how to eat in a simple way, but that doesn't mean the food was bad. It was delicious, just very straightforward. And we must get there. We must have the most important elements of the base of the food pyramid: oil, fruit, vegetables, aged cheese or not, meat, fish, a bit of everything. A bit of everything, but I don't think there was a snack. So everything that is being done, all those processed foods, we need to try. No harm to anyone, but we need to try to make them as digestible as possible, as tolerable as possible, and as attentive as possible to a healthy and balanced diet. We don't want people who have allergies, who can't eat a slice of bread because they suffer from celiac disease, or who are intolerant to these genes that continue to change even in wheat. So we need to try to go back to our origins a bit. We have been organic since 1996. A company that has been producing wine, oil, and cherries since 1996. But do you think that if there hadn't been some good stuff, would we have already eliminated this way of being? And yet today, for some, it is a fad, but we have always done it because we want to guarantee the healthiness of the product that we process and the product that we put on the market. And so, just like with wine and oil, we need to create a food that is a pleasure to drink, to consume, and that complements a dish, whether it's wine or oil, and that makes us feel good. Thus, I think the simplest recipe, a glass of water and a drizzle of olive oil at the table, is the best we can wish for our Italian friends.